By the right of the council, by the will of the force, welcome back into another episode of that galaxy famous, Halcyon approved Jedi Talk podcast. You are following us at Jedi Talk Podcast on Instagram, youtube.com/Jedi Talk, and TikTok at Jedi Talk. I am Tom Okri. Thank you for joining the two past shows I've hosted of Jedi Talk. I forgot to introduce myself, so I'm going to say it again. Hi, I'm Tom Okri. Joining me as always, directly across the HoloNet this go-around, he's sitting with his cat. He posts the same picture every day of the Halcyon, just at a different angle. Evan T. Boucher. Evan, how the hell are you today?
Adiga and good journey, but yes I do. I'll post every angle possible. But those pictures are helping me because I've had 2 days off now, and I have assembled some Lego sets.
I see that.
Building a mini Lego atrium, so it is really fun actually. And I haven't tried and got tear stains on the Legos yet, so
you haven't got tear stains on the logos, but you have stained them, Evan. Let's be honest.
Right. Yes.
Speaking of staining things, my conspiracy theory about our next host is that he's an advanced animatronic owned and operated by the Globex Corporation. His primary source of fuel is the breakfast buffet at the Moist Slipper. Brad Hughes. Brad, how the hell are you?
Jesus Christ, I don't even know what that means. By the right of the council, by the will of Kyle's mom.
Yeah.
What's up, you fucks?
Yeah, right there. What are we, a minute 43 in? Nice
I got
going
the
there.
first one.
Yes, you did.
What's up, fellas? How's Orlando?
Oh, the weather's so good. The weather's so good.
No rain for once, and it's not bad.
See, it's nice here too. It's just a different kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's like autumn nice. All the leaves are changed, but it's like still warm. Like it's 73 right now.
Oh, but that's so football weather.
It's kind of it's nice. Like it makes you want to sit by a fire and drink cider, which I've done like 5 times this week.
It makes me want to lay down next to the fire with Kyle's mom. So.
That's where she belongs, on the floor.
Oh, 2 in a row there. I'm used to doing 2 in a row with Kyle's mom. Okay, that's where we're stopping today. Come on, it's been a lot. We have some things to go over.
Oh Jesus, that's what she screams when I'm inside. I can't wait for the text we're going to get. Really? You really thought that was funny? Really, guys? Really? You're real mature.
I can hear, we'll be able to see the smoke from the suburbs of Chicago just as he's texting away.
It'll be a very short smokestack, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Somehow Kyle managed to finish that text.
We're on fire. Hot Top's crotch.
Oh, there you go. Got you there. Yeah, it'll just be like, Tom, your crotch is on fire. You were in Halo on crotch is on fire. That's like he uses that joke 50 times over. So
God,
it's moving
along. Get
along.
over it. You weren't picked. You wouldn't have been in frame.
Oh, yeah, because I kept adjusting my sleeves. That's why I would have knocked him out of. There were actually people who got into fights because like this one guy was trying to usurp like this other dude's spot before we filmed. It was wild. It was like a concert.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bad at concerts. You imagine being in a fucking Metallica video. I can only imagine.
Absolutely. So, yeah, Orlando's great. When are you coming back?
November 5th, 6th, something like that.
Okay, very cool.
I'm up here covering a whiskey and barbecue festival. That's the only reason I'm not home already.
Very cool.
That's on November 4th. The Whiskey, Wine, and Fire Festival. Get your tickets there because they gave me a free ticket, so I'm trying to help them out. And say
sick!
You.
There you go.
So go if you're in Charlotte or can get to Charlotte November 4th and you like barbecue, wine, and whiskey. It's a good time.
I've heard Charlotte's a good spot for barbecue. Is that true?
It's all right.
Yeah,
Charleston's better.
Okay, you've heard it here first on Jedi Talk.
I've ever had in my life in Charleston.
Really?
It was Lewis Barbecue. Yeah, he's from Austin, Texas. Bro, I don't usually like barbecue. It changed my mind on it.
No shit.
It blew my mind. It, in the words of Sal Volcano, it blew my balls off.
Blew my balls off. Speaking of barbecue, I was just at Regal Eagle the other day. Yesterday, actually.
Ooh. I haven't been there in forever.
Talk about barbecue. Sometimes I just get a hankering for it, and I got to run over there. I'm not going to name names, but I just got to give a shout out to Jedi Talk, fans of our listeners of ours that Brad and I met on the Halcyon, who afforded, my wife and myself a chance to go do some just out of character things, I'll say right now, that other park goers can't do at the parks for a couple of days last week. So, I was able to park hop before 2 p.m. on their Club 33 pass. So, thank you for that. We really appreciate that. And for Kyle, and Brad probably hasn't listened to it yet, but Kyle, again, F off, for rubbing into Jedi Talk like that. It's because of Jedi Talk that we were able to afford to do those kinds of things. He's just a jealous prick. That's all, Brad. He's just a jealous, tiny
I
little
haven't listened to
leprechaun.
it yet, but that sounds about right.
Yeah. Yes.
Sounds about right. Him being jealous of something he didn't get to do because people listen to the show.
That's right.
Because we're on it and he's not.
That's right. So anyway, in part of that trip, I'll kind of segue into one of the things I wanted to talk about. Guys, I saw Gary again yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And he remembered you.
He did. I was on Batu, just chilling on Planet. First off, I think this goes without saying, anybody who's a local here or doesn't stay at the resort, when you're getting into Hollywood Studios, it makes you want to jump off a fucking 15-tower building because it takes so long. And people are cutting you off because Disney did not engineer that park entrance the right way, for as popular as it is. That's why staying on the resort is like a good idea for getting into Hollywood Studios alone. So anyway, once we finally got in and settled in, Courtney and I are at the point now we're just kind of trading places. She'll go do something like a ride we want to go to, and we'll come back. So I was hanging out in the first order area with Lily. She was sleeping. Courtney was on Rise of the Resistance. So then Lieutenant Agnon came out, and I was not familiar with this particular Lieutenant Agnon, but by the way, and we have pictures and video up on Instagram if you want to go check it out, at Jedi Talk Podcast. This individual was freaking awesome. I love the different takes on this character. Are you familiar, Evan, outside of maybe just a few times that you've seen them?
Oh yeah, for sure. I've seen her a billion times.
Perfect.
But she probably plays off the stormtroopers the most.
Mm-hmm.
All the other Agnons or lieutenants or whatever you want to call them seem to be better at interacting with guests, and they don't really do much with the troopers. She's good at both, and she will actively make fun of the troopers, and they will give it right back to her. She is hilarious.
Well, that's a perfect point, which leads me right into what kind of the interaction we had. So Courtney eventually came back. So this was weird. Agnon came out with the troopers, and then she came down to the people pretty quickly after the speech, and then she disappeared to the back for maybe 5 minutes and came back. I was like, something must have happened. And then as she came back, Courtney was back at that time. Herself and the two troopers walked right up to us because we were right there at the entrance and the exit to go backstage. And Lieutenant Agnon stopped, and one of the first things as she was talking to us, she was looking at Lily. The troopers were looking at my shirt because I was wearing it had a Shangela Starline on it, and it says Croy and Arabesh on it. Lieutenant Agnon, picked up on that. She could read Arabesh and say, "You're wearing a Croy shirt." And I said, "Yes, I'm at Lieutenant Croy on the 275th voyage up on the Halcyon." And she, right away, on a dime, apologized for me having met him and knowing him.
She should apologize for you having met Kyle.
Oh, yeah. If she knew.
Did she call Croy Lieutenant Cry?
If she did, I missed it.
He does that a lot. She'll call him Lieutenant Cry.
That's spectacular.
Lieutenant Cry? That's your fucking name.
Evan, I'm sorry. I'm changing you to Lieutenant Cry on my phone now.
I like that. What was I going to say? Oh, she was actually the lieutenant on the very last excursion day also.
Oh, no kidding. So that's official canon then.
And she threw in a couple mentions and references to Gaia. And during the show they do when the First Order comes out and whatnot. So on that last day she mentioned Gaia and talked about Lieutenant Croy and stuff. And mentioned the Halcyon and stuff. She'll still do it though. She'll talk about Gaia all the time. That character that she is playing loves Gaia, apparently. She always talks about listening to Gaia.
Okay.
So if you bring up Gaia with her, it'll be a good conversation.
Okay. I just saw her face. I don't know, with the cap on, it's hard to tell what somebody might look like past their face, but like I immediately thought if we ever needed a live action seer, there she is.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That particular person also is at Savi's quite often.
Okay.
So,
Ooh, I'll have to go check that out. Yeah. Speaking of Savi's, so as Lieutenant Agnon was there with me, interacting with us, they were talking for a long time. And I said, bring up Gary. The stormtrooper to my right, Lieutenant Agnon's left, kind of closer to Courtney in front of Lily, points up to my hat and was like waving his finger. And he was asking me, can we trust you? Can we trust you? And I was wearing my Jedi Talk hat. And then it like clicked to me. I'm like, all right, this trooper's got to be a listener. So, hi, Gary. Hi. I know it's you. We know it's you, Gary. Down from the Hellsea, I'm about to.
Gary spelled with like 3 R's, right?
Yeah.
You got to keep it Star Warsy, like 3 or 4 R's.
Right, Gary. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then Lieutenant Agnon turns to him. She's like, your name's Gary? I've been calling you 1 and 2.
So pretty wild.
So
Gharrrryyy.
Yeah,
there you go.
But that's perfect, Brad. That's perfect. That's here on out. Anytime one of us uses it in post, we got to spell it like that.
Yep, there it is.
So then she starts peeking over to her left, and she's like mentioning a woman. She's like, that woman over there, I don't know. And then she mentions something, and the trooper's like, all right, we have to move out and go over here. And she starts interacting with other guests. It was so cool. Then maybe like 2 or 3 minutes later, after Courtney and I was getting ready to go to Rise myself, Kembe walks by, and it's a woman, ginger like myself. I've actually never seen her as a Kembe before. And she stopped and started interacting with Courtney and I in character. Started talking about Lieutenant Agnon, calling it. She's like, she's really not a morning person. And like, if she sees me, she's not going to like me. She was asking about them trying to recruit Lily at like a young age. It was really cool. It was seamless. It actually made me feel like we were up on the Hellsea again because of how well all of that went, like that Disney magic. And it was truly just people just kind of exiting backstage and coming back on, but that just goes to show you how tirelessly these people work and continue to make magic on Batuu. So, Star Wars and Galaxy's Edge gets such a rap. Oh, and then the two of them saw each other from like at the end of the other ends of the First Order area, and then Kembe just ditched out. So, and then Lieutenant Agnon acted like she didn't see her. It was all cool. So it just goes to show you, the magic is still there, and it can still be there for as much shit as Star Wars and Disney Star Wars gets. Could you imagine children just experiencing that? And like, there's actively people out there that want this to fail and don't want kids to be able to experience this type of magic because they're got broomsticks up their ass and they broke off and they can't figure out how to get it out.
Yeah, I wish they could utilize the Kembes outside of Savi's, like start doing more with them. Mm-hmm. Have them maybe interact with Rey, or have them, like you said, to sneak around and try to not get noticed by lieutenants and stuff. That kind of thing would make it, and that only takes an extra 5 minutes. Just like be like, hey, when you're done at Savi's, if you see Rey, have a conversation with her. If you see the stormtroopers, hide from them and then leave. Like little things like that, and they can do that. They add and change stuff all the time. So hopefully one day we'll get more stuff like that.
Absolutely. The Kembes are great. Do Savi's if you haven't done it. So, speaking of,
I need to do it again. I want to get a new saber. It's been too long.
Yes, it has.
Well, if you do it and you're not taking like one of your kids or anyone in there with you, I would love to go because I've only been in there once.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I went in there during COVID when they were selling the Legacy sabers, so that doesn't really count. I've only seen the actual show once when I built my saber.
Yeah.
I
forgot
dude.
They did that during COVID. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, man. That's how I bought my first saber, was through Savi's.
That's wild. Yeah, I forgot they did that.
I bought my Kylo saber at Savi's.
Dang.
I think I bought. Oh, who did I buy? I may have bought Kylo too there.
Oh shit!
Because I know I bought one.
Probably. That's around the time he dropped.
Yeah.
Speaking of sabers,
I would love to go in there and just watch the show. I wish they had like a smaller fee where you could just go in and watch, like a $50 fee or something.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, I know. Shut up. They're going to do that. And they're going to make it like $80. I make it a point. I go over here on my birthday. So if like Courtney's not coming with me, because Lily won't be old enough yet, like open invitation to anyone who wants to come with.
Well, Lily could go in. They probably wouldn't count her as like a guest.
Yeah, but so I'm not going to bring her if she cries. Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I'd rather just kind of be like, hey, Court, I'm going to leave or babysit, something like that.
Bring me in so I can cry.
Okay.
What happens then? What do we do with Evan if he starts crying?
Yeah, just kind of take him to the corner and shoot him.
Okay.
Oh.
They're used to it on Batu. If they see me and I'm not crying, they're concerned.
They're like, are you okay, Evan? You're not crying yet.
Yeah.
Before we get into lightsaber news, since we're talking about Kembe, just reminded me that, hey, y'all might want to go over to Diagon Alley. There's some familiar faces.
Yeah, I saw the picture you sent.
Yeah.
That is very cool.
That is true.
I actually saw it. Our listener, Michael, I saw his post through the Jedi Talk IG. Some friends of Gaia, and then the friends of the captain actually happened to show up off on Diagon Alley. Seemed like that was a surprise. So I can't wait to go to Universal. The holidays there. Rival, I think, Disney's.
I think in some ways they do it better.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
I think at least when they did, I don't know if they still do it, but they do the tribute store is really cool for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
And then like the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade thing is really cool.
That parade's spectacular.
I love that so much because like I don't know how people feel about it now, but for me is I still put on the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade every Thanksgiving. Like it's always on in the background.
Yeah, I do too.
That whole thing's just like nostalgic for me. So like seeing that is like so cool.
Yeah, that's a big nostalgic hit. I think a lot of people do that actually.
I hope so. I love that parade. I watch it every year.
Fuck yeah.
Now, if Disney still had the dream lights, you could probably say they're better. But those dream lights being gone are a big loss.
That's a big miss, man. They really fucked up by not keeping those. That is the coolest thing that they did. Period.
Right. Was it Len on his show? Somebody on a show, like this isn't any secret information. Somebody said recently that they literally threw all those lights away, so they're not coming back.
God.
Good Lord.
What a shame.
I'm pretty sure it was, I can't remember if it was Lynn, but they also were talking about how the budget for when they used to run the Country Bear Christmas Hoedown, they took that budget to make the dream lights happen. So that was one thing. Like, I love the Country Bears, but that's a good trade-off. Lose one Country Bear show for the dream lights.
Yeah.
But now we don't have the Country Bear show, Christmas show, or the dream lights at all. So what the heck?
That to me, that is a absolute miss. Like, that is just so stupid to get rid of that. I know it's expensive to put them up and take them down, and they're only up for a few months, but if you've ever been there and saw them in person, like the wow that like people, it's audible. Like people like gasp like when those lights come on.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was safe because they were adding Frozen to it. Remember they added Frozen for like the last few years of it.
Yeah, where Elsa like activates the snow and the ice and stuff.
There? At least it's there, and you can see the lights, and you don't have to see. You can see the lights without seeing the show. And I was like, all right, cool. At least they'll save that because it's Frozen. But even that didn't save it. And that pisses me off.
Thankfully, I got to see it for the last year that it existed in 2019. And that was the only year I ever got to see it.
I'd go just to walk around at Magic Kingdom at night to watch that. Like, I loved those freaking lights, man. God, what a freaking bummer.
And that was like one thing that like we talk about all the time, how Disneyland gets everything. That was one thing we had that Disneyland didn't. It was like, that was so cool to see a giant castle covered in ice, but like Disneyland didn't have it. And now we don't either, so it's fine.
We got Cosmic Rewind, they don't.
While we're talking about Magic Kingdom, has anybody seen any progress on Princess and the Frog?
Oh, yeah.
I saw the mural the other day, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, they're painting. That thing is beautiful.
Really? Okay. I was curious. I haven't seen it.
It's on the like facade of the old barn. It looks awesome, and they're painting it by hand. Like there's a handful of people on scaffolding.
Yeah, see that
painting away.
That's what I respect. Like I love that they're doing it like that. Like absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't care what it looks like. The fact that you're putting this kind of creative power into it is just perfect. I love it.
I love it,
and I don't care.
I always thought this ride was going to be dope. I just was sad that it had to get rid of Splash.
Yep.
Yeah,
I get it.
And I don't care what the IP is as long as you're putting in that level of care and detail and like creativity into it. And it's a good IP that they're doing it on top of it, so it makes it even better. But I'm still cautiously optimistic for the inside of the ride. But the outside looks beautiful so far.
And we get that Louis animatronic, man.
I hope so, but I'll believe it when I see it.
We saw them being built.
Yeah, it could be for Shanghai or somewhere else. Who knows? I
No,
don't
they
trust them until I see
specifically
it.
said it was for us. They specifically said.
Yeah, they lie all the time.
I'm with you, Lieutenant Cry, but I'm just saying this one I feel pretty good about.
I hope you are right, but I will believe it when I see it because I don't
Alright.
trust them.
All right.
That's fair. They said a lot of shit about Galaxy's Edge that didn't happen.
Yes.
So
Like that the Halcyon will be going on forever, but what is continuing on in Galaxy's Edge is the selling of the merch. We have the Halcyon training saber came back to stock on Batu East. It dropped this week. It came back to Batu East yesterday morning. I have no idea if it's still there. And then Evan, I think, was in Keystone and checked out a bunch of merch. So Evan, you want to run down quickly what they had there, if you remember off the top of your head?
Yeah, and it's changing by the day because, like I said off air earlier, that they have their remote control SKs from what I heard now. They weren't there a couple days ago. So when I go tonight, I'll take a look.
Okay.
But so this was probably like Wednesday? I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday maybe when they dropped it all. So I sprinted to docks. At that point, the Saber was sold out.
Wow.
But they had the cool looking bracelet, like the clamp bracelet, and they had the earrings at docks and the Torcuda head tails. And that is all I saw at docks that day. I didn't check the market, but I think that's also when they dropped the stuff in the marketplace. They had the Saber tunic and the formal tunic and the Bail Organa jacket and t-shirt.
Oh, they do have that still. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to go today and see if that's all still there. I might honestly buy duplicates of what I already have, because like if what I have gets damaged or ruined, then it's gone. You know, like I might want to get a duplicate.
Well, that's why I bought my a Saber. Like when I turn mine on, it sounds like it's about to have a stroke or it's actively going through a seizure. It's so weird.
Is it the batteries?
No. I changed the batteries. Like the first thing I did.
Weird.
Yeah.
And that, among many other reasons, are why I came around. Because when it first dropped in the group, I remember myself saying that I wasn't a fan of that decision to sell it all to the general public. Because it takes the exclusivity away. But like, I don't care at this point because there's a handful of things that I didn't even buy that I have now bought. So at Keystone, like they had a few of the hats. So I bought one of those hats because I never bought one on the ship. It was one of the.
I wanted one of those hats too. Shit.
It's the one they sold like off the ship, the out of universe hat.
Oh, they have that.
I love that the tan one.
Yeah, they had like the tan one, they had the gray one, and they had the black one. And good news, Brad, though, the black magic band is back.
Oh, is it?
And so is the green, gray. I don't know. I'm colorblind, but the other one.
It's gray. It's gray, and it has the planets that you traveled to, or the stops.
Like the travel stickers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Grab that for me when you see it, please.
The sticker one or the black one?
The sticker one. I got a black one.
Okay. And they had a couple of the keychains back. What else they have? They had 2 or 3 of the women's shirts back. One of them was the in-universe one, like the black V-neck that said Chandrila Starline. They didn't have any men's clothing back, sadly. But what else did they have? They had a few of the kids' T-shirts, kids' jackets, a few of the like wind-up SKs. And I haven't seen for myself, but I heard today that there are the SK figures and the D309 figures at Keystone.
Oh, cool.
I remember how D309 is what we all freaked out about. We're like, we're not going to be able to get it. It's going to be gone. And now they have too many of them.
That's
fine. I'd like another one.
I might get another one, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the one I had at the meetup I was trying to give away, but everyone already had it.
I should have just taken it from you.
That was the thing that we all were like, we're never going to get it. We got to make sure we get it. Now it's like there's too many.
Right.
But I don't know. I hope this opens the door. Oh, that's the box. Cards are back, but the chips I don't think we'll ever see again.
I hope we do.
Know. Yeah, me too.
They were so expensive for what you got. I mean, they were ornate and beautiful.
They're awesome though. They're hard metal. Like the set I have is one of my favorite things for my Halcyon collection.
Anything.
Honestly, that's probably my like top 3 or 3-ish favorite thing as I'm looking at my collection here.
Wow.
Like the Saber's dope. It's the Saber and the chips, and honestly, like the metal coasters I have are pretty dope. Those might be my like, favorite parts of my collection.
Yeah, I love those too.
I would hope to grab that because it's like a poker chip set, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, that'd be the only thing
They're
I would
all
if I would
really
grab.
heavy.
I'm gonna look at that flat build hat because I'm really weird about those hats. They have to be specific. It's like has to be the one I
Yeah,
got for Jedi Talk, but the material looked a little odd, so I have to see it in person.
that's the one. I think the one you're talking about is the one I bought. It's black. It's like a not meshy material, but like athletic
Can you send me a
material.
picture of it later?
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah, I grabbed that one.
Okay. Thanks.
I hope we get some of the pins because I still would like to get a couple of the pins that I never did.
Okay.
But so far, that's the stock I've seen and seen pictures of. But today I'm going to go check and see what else is there.
Very cool. So there you go. This is like the only place you can find it is Batu East. I guess that's what makes us
That's
different
true.
than Disneyland now.
Yeah, true. That's a good thing that we have merchandise-wise. But I also saw online, this was a couple weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago, that I haven't had a chance to bring up on the show. But I saw that on Batu, they had some like, in one of the shops in the marketplace, they have like rolls of like wool or string or cloth or whatever. It's in the shop that is supposed to be the one that makes all the clothes, the Black Spire Outfitters. And in the ceiling there, they have them all on display. And one of them was labeled "Hold for Lando Calrissian," and one was labeled "Hold for Gaia." So I, of course, freaked out and went to find these things that I saw the pictures of on the HoloNet. But lo and behold, it was not here. It's at Disneyland.
Ooh.
So I scoped out our entire Black Spire Outfitters, and we have a few of those things hanging from the ceiling, but they're not tagged and marked at all with Arabish labels.
So they have a Gaia one over at Disneyland?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And the Lando one is in Disneyland.
See, why not put the Gaia one here and the Lando one in California?
Or just both in both, because they're the same shop.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be the same exact shop.
Well, not anymore.
But yeah. And then I also was going to ride the Falcon, and in the little like engine bay room they have, where they have like a sabacc game set up that the workers were supposedly playing in the queue, there are a bunch of different currencies, they have the credits and the Imperial credits and New Republic and all the yada yada money. But they also had chips on the table that they're betting with the sabacc game, and those chips are those sabacc chips we're talking about that they sold on the Halcyon.
That's cool. I like that.
And that's been there since opening day. That's been there since 2019.
Has it really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I went back and looked at my pictures and stuff, and like they put that detail there years in advance.
Holy crap. I don't know why it hurts to hear that. Oh my god.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's cool
Jesus.
to have those little references now, but like it's when you're walking in that queue with the engine bay. As soon as you walk in that door on the left, there's a sabacc table with a game and cards, and scattered around that table are those chips.
Oh yeah. I know exactly where that is. I'm gonna have to look at that again. I can't believe it.
Yeah, it's awesome. And then I keep checking every day I go, and thankfully the container that has the holocron that we get for the Saja and for Rey is still there.
Oh yeah.
So okay. I don't know if that's ever going to leave. I hope not, but that's still right there next to Oga's.
Very good. I'm sure it'll stay. Right?
Yeah, I hope so.
I don't know. Look at repurpose.
If not,
I can't imagine they take that out. It wouldn't really make sense to.
If not, take it to Cast Connection and I will buy
it. You absolutely will.
I'll just smuggle it off world and be like, I'm in character.
Yeah.
Let's stick on Galaxy's Edge. Do you want the normal like kind of chat first, or do you want the real batshit crazy one?
No, let's save that for the end of the Galaxy's Edge section. Let's hear the normal stuff.
Well, the normal one, Evan, I'm going to need a little bit from you. Do you have any update for us about the Halcyon Legacy Continues meetups? Because again, like we talked last week and the week before, people be talking about this, man.
Yes, yeah. All of I use these terms really loosely here, but all of the roles, quote unquote, have been filled now. So like every NPC, and I'm not going to use the term character or actor, but every NPC has been assigned someone to do that NPC. So we're finally getting that rounded out, the plots rounded out. I got to figure out a way to get a sign-up sheet going on the Facebook group, because as much as I would love to have 1 billion people at this, that's just not plausible. So I want to limit it to definitely less than 100, but hopefully around like 50 or 60. So to get that sign up on the Facebook group is my next step. So what we're doing is we're going to divide it all up by your faction. And of course,
I would say for the first round, you want to do 50.
Yeah. So the factions are obviously the First Order and Resistance, and then Tom is leading the one that's like, quote unquote, the middle. And I don't want to speak on his behalf of that faction, but that's the middle faction. So if you are joining one of those factions, that's how we're going to break into our groups. So I'm hoping like 15 to 20 in each group at the most.
Yeah. Here's a tease, just to get people thinking and talking about it a little bit, right? And we'll drop more information as we go along with this. But it'll be Lias Orion. It'll be heavily tied to the backstory I created for the Halcyon character. So if you want any information, you're chomping at the bit for it, go back and listen to our episodes where we've talked about that stuff.
And once we get that sign up set out when you are joining your faction, there is going to be a communique set out from your faction leader. So Lias Orion will contact whoever's in that middle group, and I'm leading the First Order faction, of course, as Avant. So Avant will be communicating with his faction. And yes, of course. And I believe we settled upon Rachel leading the Resistance.
Oh, wow, okay.
So Rachel's character will be reaching out to her faction. So that's our next step, is getting people signed up and getting our numbers set in stone. I don't know if she talked to you at all, but LaBeth is actually joining us. So she will be helping. Yeah, she'll be helping with the event.
She reached out to me, and I told her to reach out to you.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So she started the conversation with like, "I heard you're the one I need to talk to about the meetups."
Yeah, I was like, that's Evan's thing. I don't know.
I was like, I guess that's me. So, but yeah, that's what we're looking at, and I'm very excited. And tangentially related, next week we're doing that interview with our friends that I met on my last voyage.
That's right.
It's going to be November 4th. And it's all over the HoloNet. So if we're not in person again, that's fine.
Can you just give me a time for that when you know?
Yeah, I forgot what it was. I'll shoot it back in the group.
Okay,
but,
thanks.
Yeah, big stuff coming up for us. Big stuff. And we're not giving away the plot, because I really think the story and the plot is going to have like a cool payoff. But it does it is kind of nice that all these things are happening on Batu with Doc and merchandise from the Halcyon, is all I'm going to say, because it kind of makes our story even more plausible as being canon, even more realistic.
Hey, Jack. I hear you, buddy.
Yeah, Jackson agrees. Yeah, he's got some good ideas he's been throwing around, mostly about us trying to get him more food from the Halcyon, because he liked the tip yip, but he doesn't understand that that's not possible.
No, poor guy. Just lying to him there.
Yeah, I know, Jackson, I know. But yeah, that's the cool stuff. Let's get to this wild stuff you've been talking about.
So the internet tends to bring up some crazy shit, and I'm saying that on purpose here. But so there was like a Reddit post, and there's been a reel about this that says, well, all right, cast members or former cast members, what's the craziest thing you've seen, done, heard at Disney? So apparently, gentlemen, one time in a day on Rise of the Resistance, somebody shit in the queue 3 times. Like 3 separate occasions people have shit. I don't know if this is the same shitter, but 3 separate shats. We have shats in Rise of the Resistance queue.
I didn't know Kyle had ridden Rise of the Resistance all the way through yet.
Yeah, I know, right? That's why he stopped.
It's a queue.
Yeah, he gets to a certain point in the queue and he just shats. He shits.
That's insane to me, man. Like, I know.
It's not. I mean, I get it.
What?
I don't get it.
You get it? No.
What?
No.
Go ahead, Brad. Go ahead. I'll say whatever I was going to say.
Buy it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah.
Like,
yes.
I worked there for so long. Yeah.
Yep. That's honestly not.
Were you the disgruntled shitter, Brad? Did you go back and shit in the queue?
When did they say this happened? I need to know about it.
Yeah. Right. What day was it? Opening day.
The day after you lost your role.
Opening day, we were trying to find Dallin. We couldn't find him, so it wasn't us.
It was a nervous shit. I mean, no, it wasn't.
Dang. Yeah, that's not the craziest thing, honestly, that's probably ever happened in I
mean,
believe and see this happening for sure. I'm not surprised.
I've been at the Haunted Mansion when they closed down because someone was spreading ashes. So like,
right.
Yeah.
someone shitting in the queue of Rise is wild, but I mean that's
Who does this?
That's Disney.
Who does
Some
this?
psycho.
All the guests, man. I'm not surprised at all.
But
That's honestly tamer than I expected.
If you're a shitter, you will not be welcomed into my part of the
time.
Halcyon meetup.
Yeah.
Evan, we have to change the whole story
to
the thing that we wanted to do to finding the Rise shitter. That has to be the
that'll
story.
be our sequel. And the next meetup will be hunting down this person of interest.
I want to hunt this person down with no mercy. Hunt them down all nightmare long and ask them why. Why? I need to know why.
What would you call it in Star Wars? You can't call it shit or poop. It'd be like
it's a poodoo.
Poodoo
fodder.
Or like,
Bent the fodder. The refresher fodder.
We'll go to the guild, the bounty hunting guild master, and ask to put a bounty on this person
for shitting.
You have to hunt them down using your Magic Band Plus.
Bring me their ass.
You laugh so hard.
For the low price of $85.99.
Bring me their ass on a pike.
But I mean, that's why they added. I would imagine that's probably directly why they added a bathroom to Flight of Passage.
Yeah, because they knew people.
I bet that was happening.
They knew people would get upset in the stomach because they're about to have to see Avatar for like 20 minutes straight.
But like that, the Flight of Passage queue is crazy long. Rise isn't that long.
No,
like
it's really
not. The Indiana Jones queue at Disneyland is over a half a mile. Am I right? I've heard that. Yeah. So like
that thing is enormous.
How do these queues exist and it isn't an issue, but at Rise apparently it's an issue? I don't understand that part of it. I get that guests do it because I have seen guests be stupid, but I don't understand how it's only at Rise where it's come up.
Rise and Flight of Passage apparently, according to the post.
I saw a kid pee in the Flight of Passage queue once, right next to the water fountain. He was like 4. He just whipped his dick out and started peeing.
All right, jeez. That's a little different. That's like all right. Little kids are gonna little kid, I suppose. Apparently, some kid right before the loading area to Space Mountain in the same post. I just remember this. Like the mom just was like guiding them to piss right on the floor before they get on. And then like the cast member went over to like stop and like, what the hell are you guys doing? And then the kid turned and peed on the cast member's shoe.
Not surprised at all.
I want to laugh and cry for these people. It's just like the sitting side of me just wants to laugh. So all right, if you're the Rise shitter and you're listening to us,
you to do something else.
actually, I should clip this week, guys. This is a formal reach out across the galaxy from Jedi Talk to the Rise shitter. We would like to have you on the podcast just to explain your side of the story.
Jeez.
That's all.
This show's got a pretty good reach. It will make my day. You can get in contact with the Rise shitter.
This would surpass Sage. This would surpass Adam. For me, if we got the Rise shitter on Jedi Talk podcast.
Holy shit.
Literally and figuratively at Jedi Talk podcast on Instagram.
I love how much joy this is bringing Brad. That's my favorite part. He's over there doing the email.
We got Scottish Ghost version 2 coming on here.
I'm the Rise shitter. You got me on the show.
Oh my gosh.
Oh fuck. Oh, okay.
We just need our listeners to help us out and keep posting hashtag Rise shitter. Rise shitter.
You know how like on Love After Lockup, like if you were anyone you know dating an inmate, if you were anyone you know shit themselves and Rise of the Resistance.
We should make a video on that. If you or anyone you love shit on Rise of Resistance,
you should
reach out to Jedi Talk Podcast on Instagram. Or I'll create a WhatsApp so they could text us.
There you go.
All right. So, God, real quick, you mentioned Lebeth. I want to continue to mention until we do it. Lebeth will be joining us again November 18th. We're going to try those terrible drinks that we were coming up with for the yogas.
Oof. Oh, geez.
Yeah, I have to start thinking about putting that together.
And divvy up a menu so some of us can buy some of the stuff, because that's going to be thousands of dollars if one person does it.
I'm so happy that this was recorded because I'd never thought I'd hear Evan say that to us. All joking aside, I just said that because of the conversation months ago.
Yes.
Yes.
But I want this to happen. Like,
yes.
As much as
No,
it's
happening.
Kill us, like our intestines are going to be, we're going to be going on rise and having stomach problems. But,
I'll be at Jollywood Nights that
we
night.
should do this and then go shit ourselves and rise to the
Well, I'm going to be at studios that day for Jollywood Nights, so I might just sneak over to Rise and be like, "Is this the corner where it's done?"
You gotta get your virtual queue to ride it during
to virtual poo.
Yes.
Virtual queue to virtual poo.
You got to reserve your spot in the bathroom at Rise to the Resistance.
Yeah.
The refresher.
I think that's actually the day I'm doing Jollywood Nights too. I think that's the date we landed on.
Okay. Did you buy your ticket yet? If you did, then I could see it in tickets and my Disney experience.
No, that's just the date we've landed on.
Okay.
We haven't bought it yet.
Okay. Well, let me know.
Right.
Okay.
But we're all looking forward to that with Lebeth. That's
Yes.
going to be a good time.
Yes.
Good times.
Very good times had by all, drunk or not. So details were revealed for a Dark Horse novel, Hyperspace Stories. Brad, about Qui-Gon Jinn. Did you hear this? Did you see this?
I heard it from you this morning when I saw the show notes.
So, I got some
are
info.
these canon?
I think. The only thing that scares it, like they're saying Dark Horse. Like I don't know if Dark Horse normally does canon things. Don't come at me if this is wrong. But like I think everything Disney releases, or is Dark Horse not? I don't know. I'm so confused about this.
I don't know because they do both. If it's canon, I'm excited. If it's not, I don't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I mean, even if it's a cool story, like if it's not canon, all you're doing is give me a dick tease with Qui-Gon.
Mm-hmm. The book will be released. Book will be released April 24th, day before my birthday next year, and will be written by Star Wars book author veteran George Mann. Mann shared a few story details, including certain iconic characters and locations readers can expect to see in the new book. Well, here we go. Earlier this month, Lucasfilm Publishing panel. Oh, so this was from a Lucasfilm Publishing panel at New York Comic Con. So it's canon. It was announced that publisher Dark Horse is working on a new series of graphic novels called Hyperspace Stories. The first book in the series focuses on Qui-Gon, but more featured characters on the way. Here's a full list: Luke, Leia, Obi-Wan, Mace Windu, Qui-Gon, Rey, General Grievous, Kylo Ren, and Darth Vader.
Ooh.
Sweet. I'm in.
Grievous content?
Yep.
Yeah.
This sounds like do you guys remember the Age of comics that they did? They kind of took individual characters. It kind of seems like they're doing book versions like that.
Yeah,
right.
The Hux one was one of the better ones of that series, but yeah.
The Hux one? Yeah, Hux one was really good. And Phasma's was good too.
Yeah, better than her actual book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So here's a little more. George Mann spoke about how this will encompass 3 key moments of Qui-Gon's life. Expect everything from lightsaber battles to creepy investigations, from dark side sex to familiar faces. And we check in on Qui-Gon at 3 pivotal moments in his life, venturing to the streets of Jeddah as a Padawan, to the distant world of Karosha as a lonesome Jedi Knight, or deep into the wreck of an ancient spaceship as a Jedi Master. Count Dooku, young Obi-Wan. It's all here. Plus, of course, the most gorgeous art from Andrea and Gigi. I think he's talking about some artists. Here, real quick before we comment on that, the post apparently also hinted at the graphic novel's possible antagonists, because Qui-Gon will be investigating some of the Force's many mysterious followers, the Brotherhood of the Ninth Door. And that particular sect was first introduced in Star Wars The High Republic, The Battle of Jeddah, which was also written by George Mann. So we're getting some High Republic callbacks.
Yeah. I mean, you had me at going to Jeddah, obviously. You had us all at going to Jeddah.
You had me at Qui-Gon.
Right.
Yeah.
As long as it's all canon.
Jeddah.
Yeah. Yep, as long as it's canon.
Canon, Qui-Gon, Jeddah, High Republic, that's all I need to know. Like, I'm in.
Some good shit.
And like I said, the Grievous stuff's going to be awesome. I'll take anything Grievous, and I'll take anything Kylo. So
I want more Rey stuff. Like, the Rey stuff's going to be great. I mean, Kylo too, but I would love to see Baylan
the
Skull.
Rey stuff is interesting to me because she's so important to canon now. Like her or not, don't care. But she's so important to canon.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's set after 9.
Me too. Speaking of After 9, rumor is the Daisy Ridley-led movie was titled Star Wars: A New Beginning. That was the rumor, but like a bunch of people have disputed that. Obviously, production. It's like too on the nose.
Yeah.
It's but a lot of people have like said no. There's a list of potential titles, and that might be one of them. Production
That's
pushed.
a terrible name.
Yeah, production pushed back due to strikes, but now the writers are back at it, so we should start to see things
it got
moving
resolved
a little
yesterday,
more.
right?
The writers was resolved a few weeks ago, if not a month ago.
The actors is like close to being
Oh,
resolved.
really? Okay. I didn't know that.
I thought someone posted about it yesterday.
Okay.
I'm excited because yay, new content, but I'm so tired of these self-involved fucks on Instagram making it about them.
Oh,
that's
that,
the real reason why I'm ready for it to be over.
Yeah, both reasons are awful and annoying.
God, go fuck yourself.
I know. It's just, hey, any way to make it about me in this 2020 me.
I'm on Instagram. I have 4,000 followers, and this affects me. Get fucked.
2,075.
I bought a check, so I feel important.
Yeah. Last but not least, a report has suggested that Outlaws was pushed back to a later date next year, but we were never really given when Outlaws was coming out, so I'm like, all right, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
This is video. This is par for the course with games.
Exactly.
As long as it is coming out, I don't really care either.
Right. I don't expect it next year. I always thought 24 was a little aggressive.
We're going to get an update about Eclipse.
No.
The last one they said is it is happening.
Yeah.
That's the last update we've got.
Said it's not around the corner, but it's happening.
It's not as far along as Outlaws, but
why show the trailer 2 years away?
It's like video games, man. I don't know.
Why? Like they showed that indie trailer, which I don't think that game's happening. But like, why show it so when you're so early into development?
Don't know.
It's like when people tell people they're pregnant, like the day they find out. Like, shut up, things happen.
Right.
Like, just wait a little bit. Like, make sure everything's good to go. Like, quit dick teasing me with these fucking games I want to play, and then they don't come out.
I know they dick teased a Wonder Woman game at like 3 years ago. There's that Wolverine game. There's that Black Panther Captain America game that they teased. Like, there's so much.
Yeah,
and
it's fucking infuriating.
This isn't just me crying about Disney, but that's kind of what they do a lot of. They'll announce something way far in advance, and it either changes a lot, or it doesn't happen, or it gets pushed back. So, like, that's normal.
Yeah,
video games do this all the time. It just drives me insane.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. But yeah, what doesn't drive me insane is when they actually come through with those. And we are sit here and hope, and we'll speculate, and we'll make fun of them. And if you're the Rise shitter, come join us on Jedi Talk. But again, follow us at Jedi Talk Podcast. Is there anything else you guys want to chat about? If not, we can wrap it up today and send people off to their mad lives.
I got nothing. I just miss you guys, and I'm ready to come home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We miss you too.
Come back over to the light side or the dark side, whatever the hell this is. We're somewhere in the middle.
Or the cause. Come
Peridia.
back over to the cause.
Join the cause.
I do actually have one thing to add.
Okay.
And this is a little more of a serious subject here. But I just want everyone to know I fucking love Kyle's mom.
Yep. It's a good subject. Serious. I knew it too. As soon as you started talking, I scrolled up to the horn. I'm like, I know this is what this is going to be. It's like I fucking love it. Evan, anything else you want to let our listeners know before Brad takes us home?
No. I can't top that, man. That is the most serious note I could think of to balance out the wildness of what we talked about earlier. So I don't want to bring us down any further.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening. We'll see you on the next one. Until then, stay safe. May the Force be with you.
Always into Buite.
Rise, Jedi Knight.